about the languages that you learned when you were growing up, and how and where and...
Sure. I learned just English when I was growing up, starting from elementary school through high school. After high school, I continued to practice my English because I got into a theater group where we would do, original language productions, and then I came to the United States and actually used it.
Really cool.
So prior to elementary school, you were only speaking Italian?
Yes.
Okay. So at home, does your family still just speak Italian, or do you speak?
I'm the only person in my whole family who speaks another language.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have an older sister. We have a choice of either learning English or French, and she took French, but then she forgot everything.
Oh. Were you just speaking one language at home and then one language at school, and just switching back and forth throughout the day?
Yeah, I mean, we just had like certain times, certain lectures in which we were learning English. It was not like all the time speaking English at school.
Oh.
But yeah, it was like 13 years of learning English.
So your other, like your science and math classes were all taught in Italian?
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay.
Taking Spanish now at the university.
Oh, you
cool.
are.
Yeah.
Are you finding that easier to acquire since you have?
Yes.
Really?
I took the Spanish entrance exam, and the placement got me like into Spanish 4.
Yeah, because they're so similar.
Yeah, they're so similar. And the problem was just that I could understand what each phrase meant. I just would not be able to recreate it because I didn't know the grammatical rules.
Right.
And so I went into and took Spanish too, and it was really, really easy for me to pick up.
Do you think that it was mostly easy because the languages are so closely related, or do you think that even if you were to try and pick up a language that was not related to Italian, that it would still be easy just because you've learned?
I think I've learned,
like what it's like to... Yeah.
Yeah, and it was. I feel like it's pretty easy for me. It's just like how my brain is wired to pick up new languages. But Spanish was particularly easy because all the words look exactly the same, so it was really easy for me to memorize.
Right.
And I could kind of wing it when I was speaking. Like sometimes I would try using something that was an Italian word and like make it into a Spanish word and see if it would stick. And usually I would succeed. Well, I'm starting to make a lot of grammatical mistakes in Italian because I basically speak Italian only with my family on the phone.
Interesting.
And I dream in English, and everything is surrounding me is in English. Like I don't even read the newspaper anymore.
Right.
So I do that a lot, or like I can't think up of words that I know how they're what they are in English. I just don't remember the translation into Italian anymore.
Wow.
Because they're kind of like they're kind of woven into a certain narrative. But
funny. When you go home, do you find that you switch back to Italian quickly, and do you start dreaming in Italian?
It takes me
again?
some time. Like when someone bumps into me, I still say, "Oh, sorry."
Right.
Even when I'm in Italy for a few days at least, just because those things are automatic. Or like I say, thanks to a cashier by mistake. Those kind of things. But like within a week, I switch back pretty quickly.
Wow.
When you travel back here, then do you have trouble switching back to English again?
Yes, I do exactly the same thing.
Are there certain topics that you're more comfortable talking about in English or in Italian?
Definitely science topics. Like I've been here for so long that I haven't even learned what the corresponding words in Italian are. Like most of the stuff that I learned here, I have no idea how to explain it in Italian, especially technical stuff. And then pop music or like movie, and it's easier for me to talk about it in English, I feel.
Is there anything the other way that's like always jokes in Italian?
Yeah, I felt kind of depressed the first 2 years I was here, just because whatever joke I was making didn't translate very well, or didn't make sense, or was not funny at all, or like my timing was all wrong. that was the trouble at the beginning. Now I feel like I've improved a lot. It was mostly by watching a lot of funny movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, although all of the books and all of the papers that we have to read during our undergraduate are in English. So it was taught in Italian, but all of the material, the books, it was all in English.
That's interesting. So you know some terms in both languages.
Yes, but even then, like when our professors were talking about stuff, they sometimes would slip into English because they also didn't know the term in Italian, or it doesn't even exist. Like I feel like it's common for everyone, every foreigner in my program, to do the same thing. Like I can hear people speaking really fast Spanish, but then every once in a while I hear the scientific term in English because they also don't know what the translation is.
Are there a lot of... What was it like when you first came here? We kind of talked about this a little bit, but in terms of like culture shock, and do you feel like you were helped by already having studied English?
Yes. Yeah, I was definitely helped. I called everyone dude. Because I kind of absorbed every mannerism from like watching Friends in original language. It was kind of like the only thing that really watched in English when I was in Italy. For the rest, it wasn't so much of a shock, just because I had been interacting with people that were from the United States while I was in Italy. So that was kind of an easy transition for me to being here. It was mostly people speaking really fast, and I had trouble following. Still have trouble when people are talking to me on the phone because I can't see their lips, or when I'm in a situation where there's a lot of people speaking in the background. I have trouble understanding the person right next to me just because there's all these voices that I kind of pick up and start paying attention to other people. But it was pretty easy for me. The volume of my voice was always very loud when I was here, and so people would turn around when I was speaking normally. And it took some time to adjust. And I still kind of do that, especially when I'm on the phone, like I'm on the bus, and people start turning to me, and I have to adjust consciously the volume of my voice. I'm trying to think of other things that definitely the invading the personal space was also problematic at the beginning. But I kind of had an idea of what people here come to expect, so I knew that you can't get as close to people as I would in Italy. So I was kind of prepared for that, and I tried consciously to make an effort not to go against these kind of rules.